Hey traders, happy Friday to you. I just want to look at Bitcoin because why not, man? We've pretty much achieved that first price that we had been talking about over and over and over for this whole week, right? The square up price at like 84.30, 84.50. We've touched it and not really gone any higher than that, and we're now touching the overhead resistance back from July of 2018. We'll look at in a second on another screen, and really just wanted to say, man, I mean that's like what happens, right? You squared up, right? The exchange that facilitates the buys and sells, right? They had, think about it, they had all these long positions open, and then it dumped. All right, so then they have these long positions open, and they're taking considerable losses. But how it's not a loss until you sell, right? And so they wait, and then they eventually get this price back up to that area. Then they're able to offload their long positions that they had here at a break-even price, and they do it over and over and over again. Like right here, we broke to the upside. We actually squared up to this area. All right, so they offloaded their short position right here because they had to have shorts open to facilitate the buys, right? Because people bought, right? So they sold short, and so now they push the price back down to close those positions, cover those shorts before the market rallied again for the next square up. Okay, so very cool to see that. Lolly was saying there was like one more square up at like 86.75. So we very well could get there, and that'd be hilarious. I mean, kind of hilarious. Not that funny, but hitting it because that's the 88% retrace, right where that next square up is, and so that is the pattern completion zone for the potential bat. But again, man, it's a bearish pattern and a bullish trend, so this could become completely invalidated if we exceed. It's not really invalidated until you exceed X. Okay, so until we break 88.11, this pattern's still valid. But again, let's say you ran up and then after this second square up you sold off, hit a 38% retrace, and then you rallied again. That's completely normal and fine. I've seen Bitcoin did it before, man. Like yeah, right back here, dude. It was like you had this bearish cipher pattern, you actually sold off, hit a 50% retrace from the PCZ, and then you rallied again. All right, so it happens. Bearish patterns, they can play out, but they may play out very poorly, right? To 23, 38% retraces, 50% retraces, and then you just go again because the trend is overwhelmingly bullish. Okay, so great news. I mean, again, 83.85, what we're above right now, actually what we're back testing, is very, very considerable. All right, let me see if I can pull up this other chart. I can. Awesome. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Look. Daily time scale. All right, we're above the candle high close, but not the wick. That wick is 8,500. So it'd be really nice to see us close the day above that. But hey, man, we're going into the weekend. All right, trading desks around the world are closing shop. As you can see, that's exactly what we've touched before rejecting it a little bit. That's okay, man. And you still have negative momentum. All right, so eventually we'd like to, get to the second square up again at like 86.60 and then break that. And people are like, okay, man, the elephant in the room here is the head and shoulder potential pattern, right? We're okay, man. Like, if you think so, but remember the trend is bullish, very bullish, and the only way that pattern's going to play out. All right, let's draw the neckline. It's going to be like this. That would be the neckline, a slanted neckline of your potential pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but we don't even know. We don't have a swing high yet, so this could easily just keep going, and we could invalidate this pattern. And also, even if it did sell off because the U.S. dollar is rising, right, or whatever the reason may be, right, you hit this. It is not a confirmed pattern until you break the neckline, okay? So you need confirmation of a neckline break before we can even call this head and shoulders. It is only a potential head and shoulders for now, all right? But it could do that, all right? Y'all remember the Litecoin potential head and shoulders it had? Where it, like, looked perfect, and then it was gone, right? So don't be fooled by this pattern being painted that is inherently bearish, yet the market is bullish, so you're counter trend trading. All right, so just remember that, take note of that. If you're just all you can see is this pattern on the daily. I get you, man. I understand. All right. Ethereum looks kind of similar, but it reminds me more of a rectangle than a head and shoulders pattern or something. Okay. So, so I guess the lesson to take from today is, you can counter trend trade. You're just not going to be very successful. You're going to have less success than you would if you traded a bullish pattern and a bullish trend, right? So we just must remain patient. We've achieved that target we've been looking for, the square up, and it took us, a good 4 or 5 days. But we've been discussing the square up since we dumped, right? Since we dumped on June 3rd on Bitcoin, we've been talking about just squaring up again, and we finally reached it. And dude, it's like 11 days or something like that we've been waiting for the square, and we finally got it. So, all right, man. Remember what you have to do on the daily. Preferably, it'd be great to break above this 84, 86, 8500 area, because look left. Extremely important overhead resistance that we had broken, but we could never sustain prices above it for long. Maybe this time will be the charm that we need. So break it, hold it, then rally again, and then you're going to have to deal with the previous resistances we've created for ourselves at 9,000 and 9,100. Okay, but if you can break that, man, it's and here's the other resistance, right, from March 21st. Very surprised that held as a resistance. It really kind of stalled us here, but that was probably because we were extremely overbought. We were showing bearish divergence. Do you remember the bearish divergence in a bear trend, man? This kind of daily bearish divergence would kill you. You'd be down so much already. It would have dumped so much if this market was bearish with this kind of divergence, man. So that's also another promising thing. Like, after all the divergence here, all you could do is sell off and make a higher low than your previous low. Okay, wow, that's pretty strong, man. All right, so if you enjoyed this static video, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Please leave a comment in the description below. We got our eyes on Bitcoin. All markets are selling off. Hey, let's go Bitcoin. This is the one, dude. The one coin to rule them all. Till next time, respect the TA.